I've always hovered between 175 to 178. I didn't like seeing 185 on a scale. It didn't felt me. We started in March.
And then we worked through May, I believe.
Yes.
How much weight did you lose over that time period?
I lost 24 pounds over that period. Oh man, I think it was a complete game changer for me and for my wife. Right. We both started loving the process. It was not crazy. You go to your fitness training 4 times a week. You do walking and that's about it.
Hitesh, my man, thank you for joining me today. How you doing?
Hey, good, Jimmy. How are you doing?
Doing well,
Thanks
my
for
man.
having me.
Yeah, dude. Thank you for hopping on. So I'd love to kick it off just by, you telling us a little bit about yourself, who you are, what you do for work, family situation. Give us the rundown.
All right, sure. So yeah, I'm Hitesh Kapoor. I'm 50 years old. I work in tech. I've been working in tech for the last 25 years. I share my life with my wife and one son, who is in second year of college. So he's doing great. I play squash, so that's my fun activity. I watch squash, I play squash, so yeah, so that keeps me busy.
Awesome, man. And so tell me a little bit about kind of when you first reach out, kind of where you were in terms of your health and fitness, and kind of like what was making you want to really take control of your health.
I've always been, a lean guy, always been interested in sports, and I've always, done personal training. I've always been on and off, doing some fitness training and, playing squash and so on and so forth. But this year, for some reason, and I had been thinking about this for a while, I was like, okay, I had put on some weight, first of all. So I was the heaviest in my entire life this year, in the beginning of this year. And I had started playing squash late last year. And I think that was one of my motivations to do something in a way where I can not only improve my health, my fitness, and also, become or, get back to the game that I was playing maybe 5-10 years ago in squash, right? So I wanted to move better. I wanted to move faster. I wanted to tone myself down so that I can do those things on a squash court. Having thought about this for a while, I was like, okay, I need to do something different. I can't just keep doing the same thing that I've been doing, for 10 years or 15 years. It has not really worked.
Okay. And so remind me, how old are you exactly? And then you said it was the heaviest you have ever been. How much did you weigh? And then what do you feel caused you to gain that weight?
Yeah, so I am 50 years old and I weighed, so I was in India in December, and India with family and eating, and you know how India is. We love eating, by the way. We love our food. So when I came, I was around 185 pounds in Jan, right? So, and I thought, okay, that was the highest, by the way. I've always hovered between 175 to 178. And I didn't like seeing 185 on a scale.
Okay.
So that
Did you see it in the mirror too, or were you hiding it pretty well?
No, definitely. I mean, yeah, definitely. It didn't look that. It didn't felt me because I was a more active person. It didn't feel like that. This was me. I need to do something about it.
Yeah.
So that was the biggest thing in Jan when I came back from India, and I said, okay, need to do something. And then I, as usual, started with things that don't stick or they're not long term.
So you didn't really have like strategy or any consistency around that or routine. You would just kind of do some random stuff and then.
Absolutely. Yeah, correct. Right. I would do random stuff or just follow some, books and this and whatever I had read, go to the gym, lift weights, come back, but lift weights without any strategy, like you were saying, right? We started in March.
Okay. And then we worked through May, I believe.
Yes.
How much weight did you lose over that time period? And then besides just the scale, what were some of the other results you saw?
Oh, sure. So I lost around 22, 24 pounds over that period. And,
so 185 to, oh boy, like 161?
185 to 162, 161, right? That's what my weight is right now. So So that I did lose, yeah,
And you maintained. Come on now.
and I maintained around 25 pounds, I would say, give and take, right? 25 pounds in that 20 weeks I was working with you. And what other changes? Oh man, I think it was a complete game changer for me and for my wife, right?
Right.
We both started loving the process. And not only we knew we had a strategy in place now, and we could fit into the schedule that we wanted. It was not crazy. You didn't tell us to go lift like 7 times a week. There was a plan. Hey, you do certain set of things.
Yep.
Eat right. You go to your do your fitness training 4 times a week. You do walking, and that's about it. And also, what was the biggest thing eye opener for me was that like cardio, which was always touted as something that you should do for losing weight.
Yeah.
You really don't need that at all. In fact, I do play squash, but you really don't need to go to the gym and spend an hour on treadmill when you could spend that hour actually doing the right stuff, doing strength training and all. And so yeah, and then of course I think we just fell in love with the process, right? I mean, both I and when I say we, it's me and my wife. We fell in love, and it was for the first time. In fact, my wife, who hates going to the gym and all, she was like, "Hey, I can do this. This is something I can actually do," and we have been following it even after coming off the program and all. We have been following. Both of us have been following that.
So what was it specifically about, as you call it, the process that made it enjoyable in your mind?
Oh yeah. Yeah, so I think it was I would start with the education that you gave to us, how you broke down all the things, right? Whether it's eating, fitness, sleeping, stress management, and all those things together, and which you bring together in a very nice way, and create that whole process for us around all of these things together. I think that to me is one of the best I have seen, right?
And another thing I'd love to touch on is, we have a fair share of clients who are Indian, and obviously they love Indian food. And for the most part, Indian food tends to be very high in carbs, very high in fats. But with some tweaking, not right off the bat, but you kind of figured out a way to be able to still fit that in, and even kind of change some typical Indian cuisine to make it more macro friendly for you. Like, I think that'd be very helpful if you shared your strategy on that for not only people who want to understand how to do that for Indian food, but also all types of their favorite foods that, aren't the most macro friendly, aren't the most conducive for their health and fitness goals, but still being able to eat those either by fitting them in or kind of mending the recipe to be more conducive to their goals. So how did you and your wife do that?
So I think, first of all, I think when you shared that whole macro thing with us, we realized all we were eating were carbs and fat.
Yeah.
So that was the biggest eye opener for me.
Totally.
Indian food is very high in carbs and fat, right? It's I would say it's 80%, 90% is vegetarian also. Yep. So you don't get the protein that you need from the Indian food. But I think that realization was obviously the biggest thing for us. So I'm a non-vegetarian. I can eat chicken and all. My wife tends to be more vegetarian. So what we did was we tried to find the right foods or control the portions mainly, so that we are not going over our carb and fat, daily
targets,
requirements.
Yeah,
that was the biggest change that I think we made. If we were eating rice and we didn't know we were eating 2 cups of rice when we should have eaten like a 1 cup rice, and it started doing that with our Indian food, and then substituting it with certain other things that are rich in protein, right? Okay. Whether it's our Indian vegetarian paneer or tofu and things like that, we added that. Beans, which gives you protein, so we added those. We kept a balance between non-vegetarian or pescatarian. My wife is pescatarian, so she's okay eating fish and things like that. So we kept a balance between that. We found, I think it's all about finding what works for you.
Yeah.
I think if you like vegetarian or if you're an Indian and you love your food, but you need to just adjust it so that you still get the right macros and keep your carbs and fat in check
Yeah.
from a eating perspective. That's what we did because we realized it immediately, right? Hey, everything where we are eating is carbs and too much oil and all.
So if I'm hearing you right, you'd still eat those foods. You would just kind of control the portions of which and say, I mean, let's say you had, I don't know, what's your favorite Indian dish?
Oh yeah, pick rajma. Let's say kidney beans, right?
Yeah.
I used to love that.
So you would still have it, but maybe you'd lower the amount of carbs, of beans, of rice, or of the, what's it called? Roti is
Yes, roti,
of that, still have it, lower the amount, and then make up the difference in adding another protein, whether that was a vegetarian, a pescatarian, or
Yes.
chicken, for example. Is that right?
Yeah. And absolutely. And another thing we did was if we crave for our Indian food, the parathas and all. So if we do that as one meal, then we make sure the other meal doesn't include any of the carbs and fats, right? So we
Smart.
don't need. So it's not like we are starving ourselves. We'll go and enjoy a nice paratha in some place. So next time you visit us, I'm going to take you there.
My God.
So you will love it. I know you love it, but you will hate it also.
No, I love Indian food.
Yeah. So we, sometimes we knew we are going out, we'll end up eating Indian food. So, we'll adjust either the lunch or the dinner.
Yeah, okay.
You're not,
So you take that eating out strategy that we give people and say, hey, just plan ahead. You're going out to dinner. Give yourself some more space to enjoy that. Load up in the earlier part of the day on protein, lower the fats and carbs so you have space for that. That's what you do.
That was a great strategy, right? I mean, what you guys gave us on eating out and also on all the, which restaurants to go to and what you can order, that kind of information that you have given us. So that helped a lot. So we used to take that into account that weekend comes, we might eat out one of the weekends. So, adjust accordingly.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a complicated strategy. It just takes that forethought, like a little bit of game planning. And then also, obviously, before the game planning, just a commitment to be like, I'm going to take control of my health, take control of my nutrition, and not like pretend like I don't have control over this. And you'd be like, oh, it's so hard,
Right.
It just takes that forethought, right?
In fact, I would say, that commitment, that discipline. In fact, now, I kind of follow this in other places also. The commitment and discipline is the key. So now if I'm doing something, like I wanted to, start cycling just for my legs, right? I have a problem in my knees. So I wanted to strengthen that. And I was thinking, okay, I need to add this to my program. And I think it's all about that discipline and commitment. I think you can find that 20 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes out of your day to do something on a regular basis.
100%.
So I think that has changed the game for me in many areas.
And so what was the unlock there for you? Because that's something people struggle with.
The unlock was the success I saw with the program and seeing things change, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I could see the change in my body. I could see the change that people started noticing. I mean, everybody was like, Hitesh, what are you doing? I mean, every time I see you, you have lost weight. So I was getting, compliments at squash court in my squash club and all. And it was great, right? I could see the results. And overall, I think I was definitely feeling more energetic, more happier just in general. So I thought, okay, this works, man. I mean, if you change your mindset, if you have the right strategy, like you said, right? If you have the right strategy for things, I think things can work.
So I don't know if this is what you're saying, but this is something that I try to kind of drive home for people who have trouble with habit change is, humans are just generally terrible at delayed gratification. So it's like, if you can connect a habit to how that immediately makes a difference in your life, it becomes way easier to stick to, right? It's way easier to eat healthy when you're noticing your energy's better and you see the scale going down week after week.
Yes.
It's way easier to walk 10,000 steps a day when your stress levels are lower and your energy's higher and your mood is better, right? It's way easier to stick to a workout program when you look at your logbook and you see you're getting stronger every week versus, those are relatively short-term changes versus being like, sticking to this thing again. I'm not 30 pounds down yet. It's like, no shit.
No, no, you are absolutely right. Right. Yeah. That is, seeing the success and seeing the changes.
Yeah.
Whether you noticing your own change or other people also noticing the same changes, right?
Yeah, that helps too.
That helps too, right? I mean, so yeah, so you are absolutely right in terms of the way you have.
Shortening that feedback loop.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So, I mean, that might even be like the most important thing when it comes to all this, right? Because this is all just habit change at the end of the day.
Yes.
But if you were to give yourself one piece of advice, like you were to rewind to Hitesh, December, January, what piece of advice would you give that version of yourself and potentially another person that's in where you were then?
Reach out to somebody who knows what they're doing.
Yep.
I learn by watching. I learn by reaching out to the right people who have the right expertise. And I felt, by the way, after doing this program that, hey, when I was doing fitness training, even with a trainer, I was not getting that information at all. So I think, reaching out to a person who actually understands, what it takes to do something like losing weight. And it's not about dieting. It's not about this fat diet or that fat diet or intermittent fasting and not eating your fair. I eat chocolates, by the way. So I love chocolate. I still eat that.
Me too.
So it's that whole thing. I feel that, yeah, I should have done it sooner. I wish I would have reached out to you, when I was in my 40s or something.
I probably would have been a little too young. So
That is true.
yeah, I probably would have been an idiot back then.
So yeah, I would definitely look back and think about that, and also about being more disciplined in things, right? Having that commitment and discipline is I think that has changed. I try to be more disciplined now than I was before. I mean,
And I don't want to hold you too long, but I do want to, because that's such an important point of like, so many people see discipline as this like oppressive force you're putting on yourself that just makes your life a drag. So how do you see discipline and how does it make your life better?
yeah, it's definitely, discipline is definitely not a drag. I wouldn't, if people think like that, I think that's where they need to change their thinking. I think discipline is, in whatever you are doing. It doesn't have to be, fitness or something, whatever. It could be whatever, right? You want to learn something new, learn a new sport. I think this discipline is, like they say, if you spend 20 minutes a day on something, you can become better at it over years, right? Over 2 years, 5 years, and so on and so forth. So I think that's a very important concept, and it doesn't take a lot. And I think people need to understand they can start small. Yeah. You don't need to start at the end
Top of the mountain.
Top of the mountain, right? You can
Climb it down the hill.
Like, hey, let me start walking 10,000 steps 2 times a week at least, and then add more. Let me start working out 2 times a week and then add more.
Yeah.
So I think that's the way I would start thinking about even discipline. And again, it's about, hey, what you want. I mean, if this is what you want,
That's true.
Others are not going to tell you anything, right? They don't care what you are doing and what, where you are spending time. So I think that's where it needs to come from inside a little bit, that you really want to change things. You want to do something. And then discipline is just a way to get there, right? It's just that, hey, be committed and have a discipline, and you can achieve things. Yeah, sir.
Dude. Awesome. I appreciate all that. That was great piece of advice, great insights. Just great talking to you, and I appreciate you taking the time today, man.
Oh yeah, sure. Thanks a lot, Jimmy. Thanks for all your help. I can't thank you enough, but yeah.
Cheers, brother.
All right.